This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Assalamualaikum, Maida. My style is impetuous, my defense is impregnable, and I'm just ferocious. I want your heart, I want to eat his children. Praise be to Allah.
Anda sedang mendengar Kinabalu Podcast, podcast nomor 1 di Sabah, hosted by Ricardo, Kenny and Faizal.
Podcast ini dibawakan khas kepada anda oleh orang Kota Marudu tinggal Jepun.
Follow Johan's journey on his quest to promote Aomori Japan.
Subscribe, like and share YouTube channel Lagu Dari Langit di YouTube.
Promosi Airtime 2022 kini dibuka PM kami di seluruh platform social media kami.
Untuk tempahan promosi produk dan perkhidmatan anda atau apa jua yang anda ingin iklankan.
Email kami di kinabalupodcast@gmail.com hari ini guys.
Yep, on to the show.
3 lelaki, 2 bapa, 1 bujang. Podcast pertama paling ini tidak kurang.
Di sama nombor 1 yang lain boleh pulang. Info terkini tajuk best paling mana. Si Kado botak janggut lebat tiada lawan. Kenny ketawa boleh sampai pecah syawak. Si Faizal pula bagi pancaan lipat awak.
Kami training, kami ranking, jom jadi kawan. Dari yang dekat mari sini jangan jauh. Volume kasih up, kasih gempa baru jago.
Jokes kami cool, lawak masuk pool. Kadang kami carut sama macam 3 Abdul. Come on everybody, let's move to the beat. Crack the volume up, dengar podcast tidak stupid. Jangan jauh, mari kami bau. Ciao, bella, ciao, ciao, bella, ciao.
What's up people, this is Ricardo.
This is Kenny.
Dan saya Faizal.
Kami dari Kinabalu Podcast, the number 1 podcast in Sabah. Legit. Boleh check analytics if you guys want to know. Well, anyway, kita masih lagi di special episode with Abang Osman from Mylaster, from all the way from Singapore. Yes, very interesting man. We're talking about dengan Abang Osman ni because dia macam mana, dia extrovert or what, Ken?
Saya
ataupun talkative ataupun informative. That's the right one, was it?
Resourceful, a mix of both.
Mix of everything.
Is that right, Abang Osman?
Rojak.
Tapi bang, I follow you. You like roti canai bang Kira roti banjir lah.
Ya.
Kira kau stok Insta dia.
Paling sedap di Malaysia.
Yes.
Ya, Singapore roti canai okey lah. Certain place sedap, certain place. A lot of places okay, so.
Actually,
Malaysia banyak sedap-sedap.
Betul. Actually kan bang, kalau di Malaysia we sampai need to check the cecah dia ataupun dia punya kuah instead of just the roti, because roti sudah banyak yang sedap. Now kita mau tahu dia punya kuah kan, salah.
Ya, kuah dia sedap betul.
Sambal dia, kuah dia, like that lah. I always selalu saya nampak abang punya kalau dia sarapan kan, dia cycling, dia sarapan roti banjir.
Tak selalu lah roti banjir.
Okay.
Maybe 1 month sekali 2 kali lah that kot.
Okay, alright.
Kira kau stok Insta Abang Osman.
Oh ya, aku idolize dia.
Okay. Anyway bang, I love your stories about your apa ni, masa di university ni. So now, how do you get involved in not medical studies, more like pharmaceutical studies, kan? Especially with supplements. What really
Attract?
What really attracted into it?
Yeah.
Okay, after graduation kan, 94, graduate in 94, and then of course cari kerja lah. So that time really lost lah. A lot of university graduates, bila after graduation, a lot of us lost because we just do not know what's next, because you dah biasa dengan belajar for 12 years. Every year belajar, right? Then this is the first time that you will be going out, joining the society, joining the world kan. So biasalah, kerana semua orang mesti cari kerja lah. Then I venture into pharmaceutical industry because I got a friend who joined the pharmaceutical sales. And then dia cakap, kerja best lah, jual-jual tiap-tiap hari aku keluar. So the motivation was, tiap-tiap hari dapat keluar office. And, because you do sales. So I don't know whether I'm a true extrovert, but I don't mind mixing people. Okay. But definitely I'm not an introvert.
That definitely answered the question.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not an introvert.
I see.
So bila dengar gitu, then I know that kalau kerja tempat dalam office, alamak boleh mati. I just cannot be sitting quiet and doing my work.
Claustrophobic lah kan.
Tak boleh lah. So bila dengar dia buat sales itu, macam best jugalah. And then bila hit the sales target, then you get dia punya duit dia
Commission
boleh
lah.
tahan lah. Commission dia banyak, bagus lah kan, pharmaceutical. So I applied lah a few
Hold on.
small
Hold on.
French company.
Alright.
So dia ada office in Singapore juga.
I see.
So what I do when I got a job, and then they train me, and then start jual ubat to doctors every day lah. So I was appointed to hospital punya group dulu, right? So when I start to sell, that was the first time I was exposed to sales lah.
Okay.
So sales is good, and then sales lagi force you to open up. So I think my advice is siapa-siapa yang rasa macam dia introvert tapi dia nak ubah lah kan, nak cuba lebih berani dengan public speaking and all that. So I think you should join sales.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It will generate something. I mean, in terms of macam public speaking lah, stuff like that. You're seeing people networking, right?
Kira dia
Yeah,
buat
you
kau
see that, I cannot hear
bercakap ah.
Yeah.
So I should join Mary Kay.
You should join My Luster team lah. Dia kena open in Sabah this year.
Bang, nanti saya hantar resume.
Okay bang, there's somebody want to talk to you. Let's bring up Amirul. Hi Amirul, what's up? Amirul can unmute now. Hi Amirul. Hi Amirul. Are you there? Knock knock. Oh man. Okay.
Hello, Bang Osman.
Yes. Okay. Carry on Amirul. Yes.
Hello, yes, yeah.
Hai, okay, diorang ada problem. So tak apa, saya bantu diorang. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So tadi kan abang cerita pasal biocellular background kan. So I guess bila kita sebut pasal biocellular tu, pasal dunia vaksin ni abang mesti faham lah kan.
Ya,
Macam pun background dalam biomedical. So yeah, the communication between the cells tu memang sangat-sangat. I think Ricardo dah on kot.
Yeah, carry on. Hold on.
Yeah. What's wrong?
Was it any problem on the what? Okay,
just
we're on. Okay.
I couldn't hear you just now, so I was like talking to myself.
Oh, where is it?
So I just
Oh
bantu
man.
you guys lah kejap. It's okay.
I'm sorry. That's why lah kita panggil up. Never mind. We're gonna get the wave from the recording here on Clubhouse later for that to patch on lah.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Amirul, carry on. Amirul, you wanna talk to Abang Osman?
Okay je, tak apa. I just tadi bantu tu because you leave Abang Osman hanging kan. So I just jump in to not make sure that dia tak rasa awkward tadi.
Okay, I know somehow. I know that there's something on at the back end, so I was waiting for you to come back.
Thank you for that, Amirul. Thank you so much.
Well,
No
Amirul,
worry,
Amirul,
bro.
I'm looking at your profile. You are anatomy enthusiastic, allied health academian, or speaker, inspire, motivates, Malaysia Ministry of Health. Share something about your line of work, bro.
Okay, alah, cerita pasal Abang Osman, kenapa cerita pasal I?
Tak apa. Let's get to know. Yeah, let's get to know each other.
Dunia Abang Osman ada sikit-sikit dengan my line lah because my background was biomedical. So when we talk about cellular cell and all tu adalah orang kata penyelidikan atau study di bawah perhubungan antara komunikasi antara sel lah, which is the mechanism, the breakdown of the gene, the structure dan tu semua benda-benda berkaitan dengan cellular level lah atau molecular level.
Korang cerita apa ni? Ni ABC ke? Ini Alif Bata ke apa ni?
Orang kata apa, bila cerita pasal vaksin tu,
Okay.
orang faham sangat-sangat.
Okay. Kalau vaksin tu orang faham lah. Tapi kalau dah dos ketiga, keempat, apakah dosaku? Okay.
Itu nama dia booster.
Boosted. So Amirul, you work with the Ministry of Health, is it?
Yes,
okay.
I'm currently working with Ministry of Health. So before this, I'm doing a teaching. Teach anatomy, human anatomy, specifically on neuroscience, musculoskeletal, for nursing, physiotherapists, occupational therapists, all types of health in Malaysia lah.
Wow. You should really
We have
get
one in KK, College Science Ketam Sekutu Kota Kinabalu.
Okay.
That's ours.
So selalu turun
That's
Sabah
one of the
lah.
branches.
Selalu juga turun Sabah.
Kadang-kadang ba.
Bagus ba. Kalau turun Sabah jangan lupa telefon ya. Kita pergi kopi-kopi, no problem. Anyway, I mean, you really need to get connected with Abang Osman. You guys are into the same line. Back channel number WhatsApp.
You duduk mana? Di KL ke mana?
Saya di KL, Bang Osman.
Oh, sebelah mana tu?
Di Star Park.
Oh, Star Park.
Kalau Bang Osman nak VO, saya boleh buatkan video for free.
No. He's from NST, Noah Storyteller Radio. And he's good too. Yeah.
Boleh lah.
Suara pun ber.
Di KL is tempat Kota Damansara.
Sama, lebih kurang tu. Tapi kalau Kota Damansara to my place around 25 to 30 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
Macam kira
nice.
Penampang pergi Menggatal lah.
Dekat lah.
Penampang pergi Menggatal.
Ini talking about Sabah districts and all lah.
Kira 30 minutes lah.
Yeah.
I have a
Sabah
staff di.
Saya suka Sabah.
Yeah, I have a staff di KL yang dari Sabah.
Oh really?
Wow.
And I heard one of your staff in Sabah married to orang Sabah, Bang Osman kan?
Yeah,
tentera or something.
Yes, kita punya scientific officer.
Yes.
Faz lah.
Faz. Yes.
Asal dia daripada Penang.
Okay.
Tapi dia get married to dia punya college sweetheart kalau tak silap.
Okay.
Dia orang askar. Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
So and then askar yang kena base tempat Sabah.
Betul.
He's on active duty. So yalah. Kesian ulang alik.
Oh, we're gonna go back to our main stuff right now, okay? Bang Osman, Amirul, just stay there, no problem, just mute on. Mana tahu kita boleh sembang lagi lepas ni, Amirul.
Okay, sure.
Yes. We're gonna carry on to the next question untuk Abang Osman. Tadi kita cerita tu? Medical study or supplements? Yes. Yeah.
So I don't know whether it was recorded just now, but what I was saying, I joined the small French company Servier in Singapore.
It's a French company, was it?
French company.
Okay.
Yeah. Considered in Singapore or the global punya scene, it is a very small company lah.
Oh.
But dia ada global presence jugalah.
Oh, kira international lah.
Yeah, international juga.
Okay.
So I joined as a sales executive, and tiap-tiap hari I kena keluar pergi hospital to clinics and then talk to doctors lah. You know.
Okay.
So you know it's very quite demanding juga kalau you tak biasa. You are just a bachelor's degree punya budak, and then you talk to the doctor and you're trying to convince the doctor to use the drug that you're selling.
Betul.
So doctor already like, okay, doctor they study more than us.
Of course.
Yes.
But again, for product wise, the product specialist are kita lah.
Oh, betul.
Kita punya company yang train kita kan kita on kita punya drugs. And then the scientific papers yang kita ada and all that. So we try to convince. So it's a very technical sales job lah. Right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm very exposed to the technical side of sales.
Okay.
So the training is really the technical sales.
Okay.
And I was saying tadi, kalau siapa-siapa yang introvert, yang rasa that dia nak berubah, dia nak lebih bagus dalam public speaking, dia nak lebih baik dan kurang rasa malu dan takut bila ada orang ramai lah kan. Then I say, paksa diri, join sales, belajar sales.
Definitely become extrovert.
I totally agree. Betul bang.
Betul.
You have to go to the root, go to the ground, kan orang bilang, crawl from the mud.
You will be forced to go out of your shell.
Betul.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that is the
Budak-budak
first
science
step.
semua nerd, duduk dalam lab, kalau dengan orang.
Very true. Very true, Amirul.
Wow. Okay. So that is
it's good. Sales akan ajar you macam mana you nak berdepan dengan your fear, because doing a lot of people cannot do sales naturally, because kita manusia ada kita punya fear tersendiri tau. Pasal apa? Kita ada self-doubt yang tinggi. So that's number one. Kita mesti face kita punya self-doubt dulu. We must believe in ourselves. That means confidence. When you have a good level of confidence, insyaAllah you jumpa dengan siapa-siapa, you boleh berbual openly and very comfortably. So that's the very first step of doing sales lah. You must be comfortable with yourself and be confident with who you are, what you can do, and really believe in yourself lah.
Okay, alright. So that is where you started gain orang bilang confidence to somehow start your own line, abang ah. Can we go line? No, pharmaceutical line lah. Okay.
Yeah. Generally daripada budak, I know I'm a confident person already. So that helps lah. Okay. Confident to a certain level lah, because sometimes bila kita rasa kita ni overconfident sangat, dah cocky,
Yeah, betul.
It's quite dangerous,
Danger.
Yeah. But alhamdulillah, from a young age, I sort of understand myself sedikit walaupun belum dalam, because it takes a lifetime for us to really understand who we are actually. Okay.
Wow, that's
so
deep.
bit by bit, yeah, it's true. So bit by bit, and then because of the confidence, when you have the confidence, you tak takut nak lakukan something yang baru. And lakukan something yang baru is very important for growth and for personal growth.
That's true.
Yes, that's true, man.
So you must do that. Then in the pharmaceutical and then the sales kena beating every day, kita kena beating. Ketuk pintu doktor, and then doktor cakap, sorry, I got better things to do, and then slam the door to you on your face.
Alamak.
Is that it ever happened, bang? To you?
Of course, that's why I'm sharing with you lah.
Saja je tanya.
Dari pengalaman lah juga kan.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
man. So
And
it's
then-
like you guys pitching the doctor your ubat or
Yeah.
what? Your drug or what?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so basically kita buat cold calling every day lah.
Okay.
Doktor baru, and then kita baru take over the area, and then kita pergi tempat klinik ni for the first time, and then doktor tak pernah jumpa kita, so kita kasih kita punya name card, and then doktor pun selalu banyak patient, right? So, and then doktor tiap-tiap hari banyak sales, drug salesmen lah, okay? So dulu kita ada joke, I'm a legal drug pusher,
Betul juga.
Ya betul juga.
Yeah.
Betul juga. Legal drug pusher.
Doktor setiap hari jumpa muka kita sampai ada orang bosan. Tak ada lain orang ke? Asal aja jumpa korang kan. So that's why sometimes it gets difficult to see the doctor.
Asyik Osman. Apa ni man?
Lasas jadi
So
kawan.
Yeah, some are good friends sampai sekarang. Jadi good friends juga.
That's
Okay.
great. That's very
So
good.
there's always ups and downs lah. So that's why in the course of the whole 10 years of every day going with the doctor, jumpa doktor, then I understand the medical profession, the pharmaceutical punya industry so much more. I understand about drugs, I understand about illnesses, and then some doctors also give me advice. Because I was selling diabetic drug, antihypertensive ataupun darah tinggi, kencing manis, darah tinggi, sakit jantung,
Okay.
cancer chemotherapy I jual for a short while.
Okay.
Wow.
And then and some other smaller drugs lah. So in that respect, for 10 years, I get exposed to so many aspects of illnesses, gastro illness and all that. And then I learned further the importance of kita punya gut, and then probiotics bacteria. Sekarang probiotics macam hot kan?
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
yes,
the
yes.
in thing. It's in trend
Yeah.
right now.
The in thing, right? 5 years. I sold probiotics 22 years ago.
Wow. Sudah lama.
And that time, we were the pioneer of selling probiotics dulu.
Let's say
So
let's say bang, we don't know what is probiotic. What is probiotic by the way?
Okay, probiotics are basically good bacteria lah. Bakteria yang baik. Okay, spesies yang baik yang terdapat dalam kita punya
Badan.
usus.
Oh, usus,
A
okay.
lot usus. So mainly large intestine lah. Kebanyakan dia di large intestine.
Oh.
So these good bacteria are called probiotics. So
Okay.
these good bacteria, bila kita jaga dia dengan baik, bila dia lebih membiak kan, they will directly jaga kesihatan kita imunisasi, our immune system, right, and the overall general well-being lah.
Oh, meaning to say bacteria ada yang baik sebenarnya. Which is I don't know. Seriously, I have to say that.
And we depend on that.
Oh, is it? So
And we
okay.
depend on them a lot tau.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So kalau
your body don't have a good proportion of the good bacteria, you akan mudah jatuh sakit, you akan mudah develop chronic illnesses in the long run.
Oh,
Wow.
so
Yeah.
it all happened from the usus, was it?
Yep.
Wow.
Kan usus our second largest brain, is it? Is it that?
No.
No.
Kita punya
Aku sembarang. Sorry.
not kita punya usus, tapi kita punya gut. Because okay, kita punya gut, usus kita panjang dalam 6 meter kan.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So throughout these 6 meters, dia akan disupply oleh neurons ataupun urat saraf yang halus yang keluar daripada main saraf daripada tulang belakang kita.
Oh, di usus.
Okay.
Throughout the
Throughout.
whole usus.
Wow, okay.
Because badan kita ni, badan kita selalu kita tengok.
Okay, ni pegang perut sudah. Okay.
Kita tengok dia punya drawing, dia punya blood vessels keluar kan.
Betul.
Veins dengan arteries dia
Yes,
kan.
yes.
Okay, you imagine sama macam itu tapi it is urat saraf.
Di usus.
So dia punya the whole body.
The whole body, okay.
Okay.
Alright, okay.
I get a better picture now.
So
Neuron,
imagine the
okay,
whole
okay.
body kan.
Okay.
You picture kan urat saraf keluar daripada otak. Otak turun ke tengkuk belakang kan, yang kita punya backbone kan.
Betul.
So that is the main urat saraf. From there dia akan keluar to the whole body. Termasuklah usus. So you imagine kita punya usus daripada mulut sampai ke lubang dubur kan.
Betul.
6 meters.
Yes.
Okay.
So usus dia maybe daripada stomach onwards maybe 5 meters. Let's just say 5 meters.
Okay.
So you bayangkan saraf-saraf yang kecil yang keluar untuk support and supply dia punya impulses and receive impulses kepada 5 meter panjang. So the total saraf tu scientists anggarkan it is probably as big if not bigger than kita punya brain.
So
That's why dia panggil kita punya gut is a second brain.
Ini yang betul. Tadi.
Kau sebut tadi Ken apa yang second brain?
dia cakap usus.
Usus.
Oh.
Tapi
Yeah.
gut memang in
So it is
usus
a
juga
saraf.
lah. I mean, you know, okay.
Alright.
Almost correct lah.
Almost correct lah, Ken.
Boleh lah dapatan lah. D lah.
And that's why I just want to add.
Add on.
Kalau apa-apa terjadi kepada dalam usus kita, that means kita punya gut, bukan perut, bukan stomach saja. Stomach including the gut lah. Kalau ada apa-apa terjadi yang tak balance kan, dia akan affect kita punya otak, that means kita punya mental state.
Ya, betul.
So apa-apa yang affect kita punya mental state akan affect kita punya gut system.
So
That's why-
emotion as well, emotionally,
Emotion as well.
mentally. Okay, alright.
Yeah, that's why kalau kita selalu dengarkan orang yang very high pressure, stress for long term, dia selalu ada apa?
Migraine.
Ulcer.
Stomach ulcer.
Stomach ulcer kan? Pernah
Okay,
dengar tak?
betul. Yeah, gastric is it? Was it?
Gastritis, gastric.
Dugal lah, orang cakap dugal.
Selalunya yang ada this stress, highly stressed people for long term, selalu ada masalah gut problem.
Oh, yo.
So who taught me this?
Okay.
Doktor specialist bahagian perut, that means gastroenterologist.
Okay, betul.
He explained to me one day, Osman, we know what happened to the gut affects the brain, what happens to the brain affect the gut.
Okay.
Wow.
It's
So
all
this was in
connected.
the 90s. It's all connected. So in the 90s already kita dah tahu pasal ni.
Wow, man.
So back kepada probiotics. So in the late 90s, I was selling probiotics. Early 2000 lah. I was selling probiotics to doctors. And it was very difficult to sell.
That was your product? It's already your product or still working with the French?
It was my product. It was
Okay.
my first business.
Okay.
Kita buat the pharmaceutical punya distribution. So we carry one product which is still selling right now in some pharmacies.
Wow.
So
Okay.
it's called Lactogut lah. So
Okay.
the species yang kita gunakan is Lactobacillus sporogenes.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
I personally pergi introduce this new concept to the doctor and all that. The clinical papers tak kuat lah. Ada sedikit tapi kurang kuat lah. So doctors nak beli susah lah, you know.
Oh, dua hati. Betul
Tapi some pediatrician specialist kanak-kanak dengan gastroenterologist, bahagian spesialis perut, diorang tahu. Cuma diorang looking for multi-species and all that.
So bang, itu ubat actually ubat tu is the medication ke ataupun supplement sudah yang abang
It
jual
is
tu?
considered supplement.
Okay,
It
so
is considered supplement.
so who did the nisbah and all the lab work?
Okay, this one we got a supply daripada overseas punya supply, so manufacturer.
Okay.
And dulu manufacturer of bacteria tak banyak macam sekarang.
Okay.
Sekarang berlambak, almost every country ada their own manufacturer for probiotics.
So that is the first product that you actually produced, was it?
Not first product lah. We also distribute some other drugs.
Okay.
Simple drugs lah.
Tapi distribution
It was very So we sell macam we import daripada overseas other people's brand.
Okay.
Then we sell it in Singapore lah.
Okay.
So plus supplements jugalah.
Alright. So
So the gut science dah evolve for like more than 20 years lah. So I understand the gut science, the probiotics, the prebiotics very well because I've got experience in that lama.
Hold that horses bang. Prebiotic is what?
Okay,
Bakteria jahat pula. Bakteria jahat. Was it?
No.
Okay.
Bakteria jahat generally kita panggil dia pathogens.
Pathogens.
Okay.
Okay. Jalan degil punya. Bakteria jalan degil. Gangster. Dia buat kita sakit lah. Okay, alright.
And then yang bagusnya is probiotics, which is a good bacteria.
Alright.
And the next one is prebiotics.
This is what is it? What is prebiotics?
So prebiotic bukan bakteria.
Okay.
Dia basically loosely lah kita cakap dia macam makanan untuk bakteria baik. Loosely kita cakap macam itulah.
Okay.
So that's why yang kita jual kita yang prebio shots and all that tu semua prebiotics lah, gamma arabic semua lah.
Okay, we memang dengar tu berkali-kali lah. Wow, okay. So itu adalah makanan kepada probiotik, was it? Macam in a scientific way, okay. Baiklah.
Tu boleh simply lah.
Saling makan-memakan pada orang ni kan.
Betul. Needing each other. Okay.
So that's why kita jaga gut kita daripada muda sampai lah tua, that is the best. Because now dia punya scientific studies on gut health and gut biology kan dah makin banyak lah, and dia orang dah nampak dia punya direct correlation ataupun link dengan poor level of probiotics with chronic diseases macam eczema, right? Eczema pun memang the scientists dah study, dia orang dah the last 5-10 years dah nampak adanya result semua.
So meaning to say it's because of not healthy gut. Most of the penyakit
not healthy gut.
Oh, okay.
Eczema is like
kulit,
skin kan?
Untuk kulit.
Yeah, exactly.
So
kita punya skin pun banyak bakteria tau.
Okay. Bakteria bagus.
So dalam skin kita pun kita ada kitanya bakteria bagus dan juga bakteria tak bagus.
Okay.
So again, you bayangkan badan kita luar dan dalam sebagai dunia lah.
Okay,
katakan tempat luar kita ni kirakan binatang ataupun di darat lah. Then imagine tempat gut is lautan lah.
Okay.
So ada binatang-binatang yang baik untuk muka bumi ni, that means kita, badan kita.
Okay.
Right. And ada binatang-binatang dan tumbuhan
predator lah, jahat lah.
Yang jahat yang datangkan kemudaratan kepada bumi ataupun badan kita.
Alright.
I feel my
concept is almost like that.
Dia macam Ultraman sudah aku rasa.
I feel my skin is crawling macam mana benda.
Alright. That is to make it simple lah. Abang Osman try to tell us the stupid one. Stupid one. Who don't know shit.
Kira layman lah.
Layman as layman as possible lah.
Okay.
Wow, I'm
tapi
so mind blown.
Penerangan dia detail kan. Jadi kita pun
senang lah.
Walaupun kita tidak faham 100% tapi kita dapat dia punya kita punya bayangan.
Betul.
Siapa? Sila.
Okay, sebab itu kita digalakkan berpuasa dan Ramadan. Very good, and rebrand intermediate fasting.
Dia sesokong.
Yeah. Wah, okay. Betul lah puasa. Tak perlu Ramadan pun boleh berpuasa, betul bang Osman?
Betul.
Okay. So what? Okay.
Rasulullah SAW dah ajar kita lah. Monday, Thursday kan.
Betul. So
Kan?
sekarang it's all connected. Now connected to the Islami punya perspektif.
Tapi bang, saya ada soalan bang. Yang lari sikit lah dari semua ni kan. Dalam banyak-banyak suplemen abang jual ni kan, ada tak yang abang sudah jual, sudah berada di pasaran, tapi efek dia tidak bagus sama pengguna? Pernah abang terima macam tu? Maksudnya komen negatif lah daripada pengguna?
One or two cases, yes, because you see supplements ni kadang-kadang orang allergic to anything.
Ya, betul. Sama je macam ubat biasa kan? Kita ambil ubat, ada orang yang boleh terima, ada yang boleh tidak.
Ikut antibody badan. Okay.
So nothing is 100%. I tell
betul.
you the truth.
Betul.
Drugs baik, supplement baik. Even in pharmaceutical, bila drugs, right? Drugs semua go through certain kind of studies, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, human studies and all that, trials and all that. There is no one drug yang efficacy dia 100%.
Betul.
Tidak ada. Very, very good level kalau dia boleh dapat 80% efficacy, that is super good.
Betul.
Wow.
Okay. Generally, the efficacy range for drugs, if I can recall correctly, at least from the 90s, early 2000, it's about 60-something, 70% generally around there.
So, so does it apply to vaccine, bang?
Yeah, that's why I just going to this.
Okay, alright.
That's why mRNA vaccine, the science is very sound. The science is solid, mRNA.
Alright.
Okay. So, even they're so solid that kita tahu how to control the messenger RNA, even to buatkan kan. Sekarang dia punya teknologi dah so high, sampai kita boleh kasih, aku confident 100% lah.
Betul.
But they still cannot get 100%. They still only got 90, 91, 92 Pfizer dengan Moderna vaksin.
Betul.
And those are the highest level of efficacy among vaccines, specifically to coronavirus.
Betul. Especially in a very short time.
I'm not surprised with the short time because it's a matter of production saja. It's not a matter of science.
Okay.
The science is very sound. The science is very solid.
Okay, betul.
Okay, because of course kita train in cell molecular biology, all the lab.
Abang faham lah ni semua ni, betul kan?
It is very sound.
Dia macam 1 tambah 1 is 2. It's solid like that, right? Okay.
Exactly. So the problem is in production, dengan macam mana nak stabilize this thing.
Okay.
That's the tricky part.
That is the tricky part. That's why macam Pfizer punya, dia orang nak kena cold supply chain up to -10 ke minus berapa kan, to stabilize the whole structure, because mRNA is very short-lived.
Bang.
So
We're
that's
gonna
why only
we're gonna take a short break, bang. Sorry for interjecting, but we will be right back right after this.
Hey yo, what's up? I'm Farid PFK Click. You're now listening to Kinabalu Podcast, #1 podcast in Sabah. Yeah.
Check your systems are offline. #1 for today's hits and all-time favorites.